Court is calling 2021 CR 9151, State of Texas versus Carlos Landon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Tim Roundtree.
And are you Carlos Landon?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
En español.
Susan.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Mr. Landon, this is the way it works when I have an interpreter come down. Either we're going to use the interpreter or we're not going to use the interpreter. So if you want the interpreter here, then you need to answer in Spanish and the interpreter will interpret. If you do not wish to have the interpreter here, then we will proceed without the interpreter. So do you wish to proceed with or without the interpreter?
With the interpreter.
All right, if you're going to have the interpreter, if you could raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
We have no objections, but we will have a slight correction.
All right. And were you able, defense, to review the PSI report with your client in Spanish?
We did that last time, Judge, yes.
Okay. All right. According to the plea bargain agreement, the defendant entered a plea to count 1. Punishment is to be assessed at 5 years in the prison. The state is opposing your application. And there's restitution to Raymond Montez and Leanne Dominguez. Are there any witnesses, state?
No, Your Honor. We previously had held this PSI, I think, with Judge Angelini, and they were present, but they chose not to appear today.
All right. Defense, any witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, I would call Olympia Landon.
All right. Landon?
Yes. Olympia Landon.
Olympia Landon. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record, please.
Olympia Landon.
All right, defense?
Landon, how old are you?
31 years old.
How are you related to Carlos Landon?
He is my uncle.
Have you known him most of your life?
Yes, in my life.
Do you live here in San Antonio?
Yes, I do.
And how many brothers does Carlos have?
4 brothers?
4?
Oh, no, 5, sorry.
5.
Yeah.
Okay. And where did they grow up?
And they were first in the city of Mexico, like the capital. And then my grandma had to move after my grandfather passed away to Dolores Hidalgo, Guanajuato, which is where they spent more of their time living there.
And are you nervous?
Yes, I'm very nervous.
Okay. If I ask you a question that you don't understand, or if anyone does, will you make sure to let us know?
Yeah.
But if you feel like you misspeak and you need to correct me, you let us know.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you. All right. Let me back up. What do you do for a living?
I help my father manage his company, administrative manager.
What kind of company is it?
It's a painting company.
Okay. And your uncle Carlos also has a painting company as well, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. But you don't work with him?
No, I don't.
All right. So, would you tell us, did Carlos have an easy childhood?
None of my aunts and uncles had an easy childhood. My grandmother used her limited resources to raise them. They were very poor. So she was what you would call nowadays abusive with punishment.
Mm-hmm. And were there, you're aware of that abuse. You've heard the stories of it. You're aware of it, correct?
Yes. Every time the family gets together, they talk about the type of abuse they went through and what they had to do.
All right, excuse me. I'm going to need you all to be quiet in the box. We're on the record. You may continue.
Okay. So I'll ask you a few more questions about that, but let me back up. Growing up, they were so poor.
Your Honor, I'm going to object. She wasn't there. This is all hearsay.
All right, that'll be sustained.
You have heard all of those stories, correct? I won't ask you the specifics, but you have heard those stories, correct?
Yes, many times.
And do you have any opinion based on the information that you have as to whether or not Carlos was abused physically by his uncles?
And I'm going to object again to hearsay.
Sustained.
Without stating what anyone said, do you have an opinion as to whether or not they were abused?
I'm going to object to relevance. She wasn't there.
All right, that'll be sustained. Okay,
There's
the
a-
court, here's the thing. The court is aware that he had a rough childhood. The court is aware that maybe that childhood, there was some abuse. So the court is aware of all of that. And the court is aware that he grew up very poor.
Right out of the gate, the judge makes something very clear. This isn't just about punishment. It's about trust. When a court says you can't be trusted to drink and drive, that signals we're already in serious territory. Do you think courts should focus more on public safety than second chances?
Is that what people are trying to tell me?
I wanted to give you a little more detail than that, Judge, but basically, yes.
Okay.
Yes, basically, yes. So, Olympia, you've observed Carlos's and on his brothers all abuse of alcohol, correct?
Yes,
And that was something that you observed over years, correct?
yes,
And at the time of this accident, back in January of 2021.
All right, could everyone please whisper? We're on the record and it's a little bit difficult for the court reporter because we're dealing with an interpreter and people whispering. So if the people who are on the record, if you could talk as loud as the people who are not on the record, that would be greatly appreciated.
We will definitely try, Judge.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. So when this happened, when Carlos had this accident, he was going through some particular struggles, right, with his family,
yes,
and that was impacting his business.
yes,
And you observed him have difficulties with his sons who work in his business, correct?
yes,
You personally observed that.
yes,
And they were giving him great difficulty, but he depended upon them for the business, correct?
yes,
To do the painting work.
yes,
Okay. And do you believe that that was kind of an ongoing factor that contributed to his abuse of alcohol?
yes,
Okay. Since this accident, you're aware that Carlos has become involved in AA.
yes, I am.
And do you, well, first of all, you've observed him now when the family gets together, correct?
Yes, I see them. I'm there. I see them.
Yes. And where maybe your dad and the other brothers are drinking, what is Carlos doing?
He just has a bottle of water or a soda or something in his hand.
Okay. Does he seem different now than he did prior to becoming involved in AA?
Yes, I just noticed that he is much more calm or he's still involved, he's still there, he's still present. The alcohol is not a factor.
Okay. And when we met and we talked last month, you let me know that the types of conversations you guys have are more about serious things.
This interpreter moment is more important than it sounds. The court is making sure Carlos fully understands everything being said legally. This protects his rights and prevents appeals later. No confusion, no excuses. Smart move by the judge.
It's not correct.
Yes.
It used to be on surface levels, correct?
Yeah, just kind of surface, not really a deeper bond or relationship. And now I feel like the things that he talks about in his AA meetings, he tries to bring it into conversations that I like to have because, I like the journey and the path that he's on. And I like the advice that is being given to him that he's passing on some of that knowledge to me.
Okay. And you've studied a little bit of psychology, a little bit of, is that right, counseling?
Yeah.
Psychology?
Yeah.
And
And children.
children, okay. And That's obviously not your job, but do you believe that AA has been helpful to Carlos?
Yes, I do. Tremendously.
How do you think it helps him?
I think it helps him finally have some type of counseling to talk about all his childhood trauma that we've mentioned.
What are you asking Judge Boyd to do?
To please give my uncle probation and let him continue his path to better himself.
Based on knowing him, do you believe that he has made some true changes in his life?
Yes.
Is there anything else you would like to tell the judge?
No, ma'am.
Absolutely, Judge.
All right, state.
Cam, would it surprise you that when asked for his version of what happened, your uncle stated that he had had a party for his employees to celebrate that they had done so well with business that year?
No.
So I know you testified that he was struggling with the business.
I think the correction is that he was struggling with his son's behavior and responsibility with the business. Instead of helping him, all the load is put on him.
But it was still successful.
Yes.
And you are aware that he has been previously convicted of a prior DWI offense.
I don't know too much about it, but yes, I'm aware.
Nothing further from the judge.
All right, anything else from this witness?
No, Your Honor, unless the court has questions.
No further questions. Thank you. All right, defense, any other witnesses?
Yes, Judge. I would call Carlos Castro.
Carlos Castro.
And judge, the witness also doesn't speak English, so.
Okay, thank you. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. If you can state your name for the record.
Carlos Castro.
Carlos Castro.
All right, defense.
Carlos, where do you live?
Aquí en la ciudad de San Antonio.
Here in the city of San Antonio.
How long have you lived here?
Por los últimos 30 años.
For the last 30 years.
Here's the bombshell. A 5-year prison sentence is on the table, and the state is officially opposing probation. That means the defense is fighting uphill from this point forward. If you're Carlos, this is where your stomach drops.
Okay. And what kind of work do you do?
Construcción.
Construction.
You know Carlos Landon, correct?
Sí,
Yes.
How long have you known him?
por los últimos 19 meses.
For the last 19 months.
How did you meet him?
En un programa de recuperación de alcohólicos anónimos.
In the recovery program for AA.
Now, how long have you been a part of AA?
18 años.
18 years.
And are you a leader in AA?
Soy miembro del grupo.
Yes, I'm a member of the group.
So, I mean, you're not any kind of a organizer of meetings.
Bueno, sí participo en las responsabilidades del grupo.
Yes, I do participate in those responsibilities.
Does the entire group share those responsibilities?
Sí,
Yes.
todos.
All of us.
Okay. Why do you go to AA?
Bueno, primero porque encontré la ayuda a mi problema.
Well, first of all, because I found the help for my problems.
Y segundo, porque encontré una vida diferente.
And second, because I have found a different life.
You've not been convicted of DWI or arrested for DWI, correct?
Sí,
Yes.
So yes, you have never been in trouble
Nunca has estado metido en problemas.
for DWI or anything like that.
Por realizar movilidad.
Sí,
Yes.
So you went to
Entonces usted
AA because you wanted to change your life. You recognized that
cambia su vida.
many years ago, 20 years ago almost, that you needed to change.
sí, por supuesto, yo sabía que tenía un problema.
Yes, of course, I knew I had a problem.
And when you see people in AA who change, is that because they, first of all, recognize they need to change?
Sí, ese es uno de los principales iniciativas de reconocer que necesitan el cambio.
Yes, that's one of the very main things that you need to recognize that you have a problem.
And does that recognition come at different points of people's lives?
Llega en diferentes momentos de la
This is a critical judicial moment. The judge is basically saying, I hear the childhood trauma, but I already know that show me something new courts can acknowledge trauma without letting it outweigh accountability. That balance is everything in sentencing.
de la vida de las gentes.
Sí, en diferentes momentos.
Yes, at different times.
Sometimes a person might be young, sometimes they might be old.
Sí, la edad muchas veces no interfiere, pues depende la situación de
Yes,
la persona.
sometimes the age doesn't really interfere. Mainly is the situation the person is going through.
And in this case, you've gotten to know Carlos over the last 19 months. Do you believe that he is at that point where he both knows and wants to change?
Está en el punto de cambio.
Yes, he's at that stage of the change.
And is it fair to say that you've seen people come and go in AA?
Sí, sí lo he visto.
Yes, yes, I've seen that. Yes.
And so have you developed an ability to kind of determine when people are serious about making those changes or when they're maybe there for other reasons?
Por mi experiencia, casi después de los 90 días de asistencia, el individuo se ve la motivación real de quedarse.
For my experience, if someone has been there for over 90 days, you can really tell that the reason why they're there.
And you've gotten to know Carlos. What do you guys talk about?
¿Conoce a Carlos? ¿De qué hablan cuando?
Bueno, hablamos de nuestro problema común que fue anterior
We talk
sobre
about
la bebida.
our common problem that we had before about drinking.
Y también hablamos de los problemas de la vida cotidiana personales.
And we also talk about the daily life issues or problems.
Does Carlos participate in that willingly?
Eso con ustedes lo hace voluntariamente.
Sí, es muy participativo con nosotros.
Yes, he participates a lot with us.
Does he talk about his personal life?
Su vida personal.
Sí, sí habla sobre
Yes.
su problema.
He does talk about that.
And so based on all your time with Carlos, how much time do y'all spend together?
Convivimos a diario hora y media en el lugar de la reunión y después tenemos una conversación de 15 a 20 minutos, terminada la reunión.
Every time we get together for the meeting, we spend there an hour and a half and then 30 minutes talking.
Y tenemos conversaciones telefónicas a diario
And we talk
durante el día.
over the phone every day during the day.
And about how many meetings a week, on average, do you think that Carlos are attending together?
5 a 6.
From 5 to 6.
So you have 5 to 6 potential times that you get together, as well as talk on the phone every day.
Sí, hay una hermandad
Yeah.
en la relación.
There's a fraternity, the relationship, yes.
A brotherhood in many ways.
Sí, hermandad significa de amigos,
Yeah, brothership
buena
means
relación.
friendship, having a good relationship.
Okay. And, I don't expect you to remember every time Carlos is there, but you're saying that he's been there the majority of the time.
Sí,
Yes,
Okay. Has Carlos helped other people in AA?
sí.
yes.
How?
Bueno, primero a través de su experiencia
So first, through his experience,
y también ayuda en las tareas que tenemos allí para servir a los demás.
and he also assists in the stores that we have there, assisting other people.
And so when you say that he helps through his experience, do you mean that in sharing what has gone on in his life, what he did, things like that?
Sí, más que nada la experiencia como prevención hacia otros
Yes, more than
para
anything,
que
the
no pasen por
experience,
lo que él pasó.
so others don't go through what he went through.
Has Carlos expressed any remorse or anything about the fact that he drove while intoxicated and hurt another person?
Sí, un arrepentimiento muy profundo. Yo lo
Yes, a very
sé.
profound remorse, yes.
What are you asking Judge Boyd to do?
Bueno, pues que se haga lo que la ley marca, como lo dice la ley.
So to do what the law states, what the law says.
The judge has the ability to place Carlos on probation. Do you believe that Carlos would do everything the court or the law requires of him?
En este momento puedo decir que sí.
Yes, at this time, I can say yes.
Do you have any hesitation about that?
¿Duda? ¿Tiene alguna duda?
No tengo ninguna duda, pero hablo lo que está el hoy.
No, I don't have any doubts, no hesitation, but I'm speaking for today.
I'll pass it on, Judge.
State, any questions?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Any other witnesses?
Published in
This is the defense's strongest angle so far visible change. No alcohol AA involvement calmer demeanor judges look hard at post-arrest behavior question for you should real change after a crime reduced prison time. This AA testimony matters more than people realize. Long-term members can spot who's serious and who's just checking a box. When someone with 18 years of sobriety says this guy wants to change, judges listen. But is it enough to outweigh a prior DWI?